You open your wallet, inside, one slightly wrinkled $100 bill. That's it. No savings, no investments, no rich parents waiting to help. Just $100. Most people would spend it. Food, clothes, a random online purchase, and by tomorrow, it's gone. But today, something feels different. Because depending on what you do next, this $100 will either disappear forever or slowly turn into $1 million. Same money, same internet, same opportunities, yet some people stay broke forever, while others climb level by level until money starts working for them. So today, you're going to walk that path, starting with $100 and experiencing every level it takes to reach $1 million. But the first level is where almost everyone quits. You open your laptop and start looking for something to flip. Level 1, survival. At this level, you're not an investor, you're not a trader, and you definitely don't own a business. You're just someone with $100 and an internet connection. So the first thing you do isn't glamorous. You open Facebook Marketplace, then eBay, then Craigslist, scrolling through endless listings. Used chairs, old lamps, broken desks, random stuff people just want gone. Most of it is junk, but then you see something interesting. A wooden coffee table listed for $20. The description says, "Moving out today, must sell." You stare at the photos for a moment. It looks decent. Maybe worth more. You message the seller. They reply almost instantly. First person with cash can take it. 30 minutes later, you're standing in someone's driveway, holding the table. Your first asset. You clean it. Take better photos. Write a slightly better listing and relist it for $60. Then you wait. An hour passes, nothing. A day passes, still nothing. For a moment you think you made a mistake. Maybe nobody wants it. Maybe flipping doesn't work. Then your phone buzzes. Is this still available? 2 hours later, someone hands you $50. You walk away holding the cash. You started the day with $100. Now you have $130. It's not life-changing, but something important just happened. For the first time, money moved, and that tiny movement changes the way you see everything. Suddenly every object around you looks different. Chairs, shoes, electronics. You're no longer seeing stuff, you're seeing margin. So you do it again and again. $100 becomes $180. $180 becomes $320. Slow, messy, sometimes frustrating, but for the first time in your life, money isn't just leaving your pocket. It's starting to come back. And once that happens, the next level begins. Because soon you realize something surprising. You don't actually need money to make money. You need something else entirely. Skill. And that realization changes everything. Level 2. Awareness. At first, flipping feels like a cheat code. You hunt for undervalued items, buy low, sell slightly higher, repeat. Your small pile of cash slowly grows. $130, $180, $320. But something strange starts happening. You realize the real problem isn't finding things to flip. It's time. Every dollar you make requires driving somewhere, cleaning something, taking photos, waiting for buyers, then meeting strangers in parking lots. It works, but it doesn't scale. And one night, while scrolling online, you notice something interesting. A guy is selling a YouTube thumbnail for $15. Another person is offering video editing for $50. Someone else is writing product descriptions for $20 each. No inventory, no driving, no furniture in the back of your car, just a skill and an internet connection. That's when the realization hits you. Flipping objects makes money, but flipping skills makes more. So you start learning. Late nights watching tutorials, how to edit videos, how to design thumbnails, how to write better titles. At first you're terrible. Your first thumbnail looks like a middle school project. Your first edit takes 6 hours, but eventually you land your first client. It's small. A random creator who needs a thumbnail. They pay you $20. It's not much, but it feels completely different. Because this time, you didn't buy anything. You didn't flip anything. You created value. And suddenly your $100 starting point doesn't matter anymore. Because now, your income isn't limited by what you own. It's limited by what you can do. Soon the numbers start stacking. $20, $50, $200, $500. And somewhere along the way, you cross $1,000. That's when everything starts moving faster, because once you reach this point, you're no longer just surviving. You've built momentum, and momentum is where the real game begins. Level 3, momentum. Once you cross $1,000, everything starts moving faster. You're still flipping items occasionally, still doing freelance work online, but now the money is stacking. A thumbnail here, a quick edit there, a small flip on the weekend. Your phone buzzes with payments. $50, $120, $300. And suddenly, your bank balance hits something you've never seen before. $3,000, then $5,000. Then one day, you refresh your account and see it. $10,000. For a moment, you just stare at the number. 5 digits. A few months ago, you were starting with $100. Now you have $10,000. And that's when something dangerous happens. Your brain starts whispering, "You made it." You start relaxing, working a little less, buying things you couldn't afford before, maybe a new phone, maybe a small trip. Nothing crazy, just rewards for the hard work. And this is exactly where most people stop. Because $10,000 feels rich when you've never had money before. But in the real world, $10,000 is still the beginning. Bills can erase it. One bad decision can wipe it out. Which means if you want to keep climbing, something has to change. Because the hustle that got you to $10,000 won't get you to $100,000. And sooner or later, you realize the next brutal truth about money. You cannot work your way to wealth. You have to build something that works, even when you stop working. And that realization leads you to the next level. The level where everything starts to shift. Level 4. The shift. Up until now, every dollar you've made came from effort. You worked, you got paid, you stopped working, the money stopped too. At first that didn't bother you, because going from $100 to $10,000 already feels like a huge win. But the longer you stay at this level, the more something starts bothering you. You notice a strange pattern. The people making real money online don't seem busy all the time. They're not constantly chasing clients. They're not meeting buyers in parking lots. Yet somehow, their income keeps growing. So one night you start paying attention. You watch what they're actually doing. And slowly a pattern appears. They build systems. A YouTube channel that keeps getting views. A digital product that sells every day. A website that attracts traffic while they sleep. They build something once, and it keeps working long after they stop. That idea changes the way you see money. Because suddenly, the hustle you've been doing feels limited. Freelancing makes money. Flipping makes money. But both require one thing you can't multiply. Your time. So you try something different. Instead of chasing another client, you start building something. Maybe it's a content page. You post your first video. It gets 14 views. Not 14,000, just 14. You post another, then another, still nothing. Or maybe you create a small digital product. A simple guide, a template, something useful. You upload it online and wait. 1 day passes, 2 days, a week, nothing happens. And for a moment you think you made a mistake. You could have made more money just freelancing. But then one random afternoon, your phone buzzes. New sale, $19. You pause. Look at the screen again. You weren't working. You weren't selling. You weren't even online. But the system worked anyway. A few hours later, another sale appears, then another, slowly. The numbers begin stacking again, except this time, the money isn't coming from hours. It's coming from leverage. And once you understand leverage, your entire strategy changes. Because now you're not asking, how can I make more money today? You start asking a much more powerful question. What can I build once that pays me forever? And that question is what unlocks the next level. The level where money finally starts to scale. Level 5, leverage. At first, your system feels small. A few views, a few clicks, maybe one sale every couple days. Nothing dramatic. But the strange thing about leverage is it grows quietly. You keep posting content. One video performs slightly better. Then another one gets shared. Suddenly a post you made 3 weeks ago starts getting attention. Your phone buzzes. New sale. Then another. Then 3 in 1 day. The numbers are still small, but they're no longer random. They're consistent. And consistency changes everything. Because now something interesting happens. The money you earn doesn't disappear anymore. Instead of spending it, you start reinvesting it. Better equipment, better tools. Maybe you hire someone to help with editing. Maybe you pay a designer to improve your product. Slowly, your small system becomes a machine. One video brings views every day. One product sells over and over again. One idea starts spreading across the internet, and the numbers begin to jump. Your account crosses $20,000, then $35,000, then $50,000. At this point, something shifts again, because money starts arriving faster than you expected. You wake up in the morning, and there are sales from the middle of the night. You check your analytics, and people you've never met are watching your work, sharing it, buying from it. Your effort from months ago is still producing results today. That's when the scale really starts to appear. Your income crosses $75,000. Then finally, 6 digits. $100,000. For the first time in your life, your money has reached a level that feels unreal. A few years ago, you were staring at a single $100 bill. Now you're looking at $100,000. But strangely, this is where the journey becomes dangerous. Because reaching six figures doesn't end the game. It creates something much more complicated. Choice. And the decision you make at this level will determine whether you slowly build wealth or risk losing everything you just created. Because once you reach $100,000, the path forward splits in two. Level 6. The choice. Reaching $100,000 changes something inside your brain. For the first time in your life, money isn't a constant problem anymore. You're not checking your bank account before every purchase. You're not worried about rent. You finally have breathing room. But strangely, this is also where things become dangerous. Because the moment you hit six figures, opportunities start appearing everywhere. Your feed fills with stories. People turning $100,000 into millions. Crypto exploding overnight. Stocks doubling in weeks. Startups selling for insane valuations. Everyone seems to be getting rich faster. And the voice in your head starts whispering, why wait? Why spend years slowly building wealth when one big move could change everything? After all, you already proved you can make money. You climbed from $100 to $100,000. Maybe now it's time to take a bigger shot. But deep down, you also understand something else. Fast money rarely comes without risk, because the same opportunity that can multiply your wealth can destroy it just as quickly. So now you're standing at a crossroads. Two paths, both capable of leading to $1 million. One path is slow, careful, almost boring, but incredibly stable. The other path is fast, exciting, potentially life-changing, but dangerously unstable. And the strange part is, both of these paths create millionaires, but they also create people who lose everything. Because from this point forward, the journey splits, and the path you choose next will determine how the rest of your story ends. Welcome to the next level, the split. Level 7, the split. At $100,000, the journey splits. Two people stand at the exact same level, same starting point, same internet, same opportunities. But the decision they make next changes everything. Because from here, there are two completely different ways to reach $1 million. Path 1, the builder. The first person chooses patience. Instead of chasing the next big thing, they double down on what already works. They reinvest their money carefully. Better systems, better products, better content. Nothing flashy, nothing exciting. Just quiet improvement, month after month. Their income grows slowly. $100,000 becomes $150,000, then $220,000, then $350,000. Some months feel boring. Sometimes progress feels invisible, but the system keeps compounding. The audience grows, the product improves, the business becomes stronger, and after a few years, the number finally appears. $1 million, no hype, no viral luck, just patience, slow, stable, almost predictable. Path 2, the speed chaser. But the second person makes a different decision. They see opportunity everywhere. New markets, new trends, new investments. And one opportunity looks too good to ignore. Maybe it's a stock everyone is talking about. Maybe it's a new crypto project. Maybe it's a startup that promises explosive growth. Whatever it is, the numbers look insane. So they take the shot. Not a small one, a big one. They move $50,000 into the opportunity, then $70,000. Eventually, almost everything. At first, nothing happens. Then suddenly, the chart starts moving, fast. $100,000 becomes $200,000, then $400,000, then $700,000. The numbers climb faster than anything they've ever seen. Every day feels unreal. Every refresh brings another jump. And then one morning, the impossible appears. $1 million in months, not years. It feels like you hacked the system. Like you discovered a shortcut nobody else noticed. But there's a problem with shortcuts. They rarely stay open forever. Because the same speed that made this money can destroy it just as quickly. And eventually, something shifts. The market turns, the hype fades, and suddenly, the numbers begin moving the other direction. Fast. Level 8, the collapse. At first, the drop looks harmless, a small red number on the chart. Just a normal correction. Everyone online says the same thing. Buy the dip. It's temporary. The next leg up's coming, so you wait. Because after watching your money climb from $100,000 to $1 million, a small dip doesn't scare you, but the market doesn't bounce. It slides. $1 million becomes $850,000, then $700,000. Still manageable, still recoverable, You've seen volatility before, but then something changes. The selling accelerates, news spreads, panic spreads faster, and suddenly the chart isn't dipping anymore, it's falling. $700,000 becomes $400,000. $400,000 becomes $180,000. Your phone refreshes again. $90,000. Months of explosive growth, erased in days. And for the first time since the beginning of this journey, you feel the same pressure you felt when you only had $100. Except now, the loss feels heavier. Because you didn't just lose money. You lost what could have been. The $1 million life. The freedom. The future you imagined. And standing there, watching the numbers collapse, you finally understand something most people learn too late. Making money is one game. Keeping it is a completely different one. And that realization leads to the final level. The one that separates people who stay rich from those who start the entire journey over again. Level 9, the realization. After everything you've seen, the flips, the freelancing, the systems, the leverage, the fast rise, and the brutal collapse, something finally becomes clear. The internet is full of advice about making money, how to start, how to scale, how to reach your first million. But very few people talk about the part that actually matters. Keeping it. Because the truth is, turning $100 into $1 million isn't impossible. Thousands of people have done it, some slowly, some quickly, some through skill, some through luck. But the ones who stay wealthy understand something the others never learn. Money is fragile. It grows slowly, but it disappears extremely fast. Which means the real skill isn't spotting opportunities. The real skill is surviving success. Knowing when to move forward, knowing when to slow down, knowing when to stop chasing the next big win. Because the moment you understand that, the entire game changes. And suddenly, turning $100 into $1 million doesn't feel like the finish line anymore. It feels like the beginning of a completely different game. Final level, the truth. Now imagine going back to the beginning. You're sitting at the same table, looking at the same $100 bill. Nothing about it looks special. It's just paper. But now you understand something you didn't before. That small piece of money isn't powerful by itself. What matters is the decisions that follow it, because from that single $100, there are hundreds of possible paths. Some slow, some fast, some that build wealth quietly, and others that destroy it just as quickly. And every person who eventually reaches $1 million walks through the same levels you just saw. The struggle, the momentum, the leverage, the choice, and sometimes the collapse. But the people who truly win this game aren't the ones who make money the fastest. They're the ones who last the longest. So the real question isn't, can $100 become $1 million? It absolutely can. The real question is, when the levels start changing, which path will you choose? That's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. More is coming soon.